Goals, tricks, play. It's up in the air. Ball over the top podcast.
Hello, viewers. Welcome back to Ball Over the Top podcast. It's your boy Kyle, and I have beside me my lovely man Zen of the game. Unfortunately, you can see that there's an empty seat today. Jayden decided I wanted to get fresh, get my trim done. So he might show up later in the video. If you see him, you might see him run in and just be like, "Holy crap! I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I'm late." Yeah. But we're gonna have to
yell at him in the comments.
Yeah, yell at him in the comments. Tell him that time management is a thing. No, I'm kidding. No, he's been very busy.
Going through a lot.
He's been going through a lot and very busy. So you know what? I will cut him some slack today. But unfortunately, the show must go on. So we're gonna continue with our episode today, which is gonna be about rivalries, and then we're gonna end it off a little bit with the World Cup qualification. Because my God, some of the games and some of the matches and teams that made through, I'm like in shock.
Yeah.
So let's talk about rivalries today in football. Obviously, you know, we have the Manchester Derby, we have El Clasico as per usual, and there's so many other derbies, like even the Milan Derby that's in Italy. But we wanted to touch base on not only just El Clasico itself and like the ones that, you know, that are household names, but we also wanted to look at some other ones. So Zen, do you want to kick us off with one of them in the beginning?
Sure. Let's start with North London Derby. Why not? Because two big teams, two big names, Arsenal and Tottenham.
Yeah.
First
Very
of
big
all,
club.
I don't understand the hate for Tottenham. I know everyone hates Tottenham.
I think it's just an Arsenal Tottenham thing
I
because
know.
if you ask any fan, they'll say the thing. What do we think of Tottenham? Shit. What do we think of shit? Tottenham. What do
They're
you think of
honestly
Arsenal?
Not that bad this season. Like the team is really looking good.
I know, but I think it's just like really deep,
It's just
like bad blood at this
I
point.
know.
it's just how
It's
it
just
is.
crazy.
It's actually hilarious that these two teams, when they come and play in each other's stadiums, no matter what, like there's just you can feel the tension in the air. You can feel the passion, you can feel the heat. It's almost like if it's too hot, get out of the kitchen kind of thing. Like it's crazy out there. I wouldn't say it's as big as let's say the Manchester Derby, but it's one of them. It's one of them up there in
big.
England.
Like over the years, I feel like especially after Pep took over City, and then City kind of made that big gap between Manchester
of course,
United
yeah.
and Manchester City. I feel like Arsenal and Tottenham Derby is
Absolutely.
like, definitely on the point and like getting more views than like Manchester Derby for sure.
Yeah, no, of course, but that's because I don't know. I think Pep right now, because again, I think this is his last season with Man City. He is rebranding that whole team. Like everything's still going around Holland and like Foden and all them, but like you have a lot of other players that he's brought into the club. Like oh my god, he brought Reindeers in. Reindeers is a fantastic midfielder.
Yeah.
You have Marmoush, the Egyptian that came in.
Doku.
Yeah, Doku,
is
Jeremy
amazing,
Doku,
yeah.
Turkey, and
He
all of
scored
those
2
guys.
Goals for Belgium.
Yeah.
This past week too, international match.
Yeah.
Like Haaland is like in full form. Like not just bringing in player, like the way he makes players grow
Mhm.
under him.
Yeah.
Not just players, like coaches too, like Arteta and
No,
all
of
these
course.
other coaches. Like Pep's a jam.
Yeah, I think personally, just as a fan of myself, just of the game and being a Barca fan, and when we had Pep Guardiola as our coach, I just think just with what he can do with teams, like everyone, this is the main argument I hear from people when I always argue that Pep Guardiola is the best manager probably to ever touch the game besides Ancelotti, because Ancelotti is also phenomenal. He's brought Madrid so many championships in terms of Champions Leagues, league titles, other titles, domestic titles. But a lot of people, their main argument with me when I say, "Oh, I think Pep is the best manager in the world," they're like, "Well, he's always had a super team. He's built a team. He's always built with players and brought players in and developed them to be really good, and also developed the team that he's also managing. But most of the teams he goes to, he always has a super team." And I'm like, I can see it. But you also got to understand that, like, there's times where you have super teams, but you're not doing well.
No,
Like, look at
Arsenal.
Exactly. Like Arsenal this year is doing very well. Fine. But like as we've been always making the joke with Jayden because he's a Gunners fan and always saying that you're always second best. Like they have always the players and the talent to do stuff with, like to play with. But then when they actually come to winning titles or making it deep runs into the let's say FA Cup or the Carabao Cup or any of those type of cups or any sort of like
Yeah.
Champions League, they don't go
They
far.
always deviate from the path.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't go far. So then everyone says, is it the players? Is it the
The
coach?
coach,
What's going on?
management, yeah.
And again, going back to the point, I agree that yes, maybe Pep Guardiola joins teams that are what you would say stacked, but he develops them. Like he developed his own game. He developed his like that whole tiki taka kind of play style, and it worked in Barca. He brought it over to Man City. It didn't really work as much, but they kind of implemented it with the game of the English game as well. And now
like
second
he
place.
improvises a lot. Like I see, and like the reason they lose, like I feel like he tries to improvise it a lot too, and like winning and losing is a part of the game.
Of course.
And if you want to try new things, especially when you have new teams, like lots of injuries, like he didn't have like Rodri at the start of the season.
Yeah.
He just finally got back. But
Yeah, like I don't care what anybody says. If you don't have Rodri on that in that lineup, you lose games. I'm sorry. That guy is one of the he's a workhorse. That guy is legit.
In midfield, he's like he
is the definition of an engine in the midfield. Like that guy will do anything for you and put his heart on the line for you.
To be honest with you, like Arsenal would be a wrong example this season because they're doing so good. Like take the Liverpool example. Like 460 million spent. What are
we
they
talked
doing?
about this in the first episode, and I was sitting here like, if they don't win Champions League, they don't win the league by like a margin of like at least 10 or 12 points, and they don't win every other domestic cup. Like, what are we doing? And you know what? I'm gonna say this because I'm a Newcastle fan, and like I don't like preying on people's downfall, but like the whole thing with Isak left such a bad taste in my mouth.
Just bench warmer now.
And now he's bench warming, he's injured, and I'm just sitting here like this.
Like, what's happening there?
I'm just here rubbing my hands together.
Last season they lost in total of 5 matches. They already lost 5 matches already.
They're 8th place this year. They have 6 wins, 0 draws, and 5 losses with a +1 goal differential. And you have teams like Sunderland. Well, Sunderland also have 4 draws, but they're 5-4-2. They have 19 points. They're only a point ahead. Like the difference between, I'm gonna look at here, between 2nd place and I would say 10th. It's not that. It's like a 3-4 point margin. Yeah. So it's still kind of open because yes, Arsenal has 26 points right now within 11 games, and they're 4 points ahead of City right now. Anything can happen. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, if you're already excited this part of the season, like. I'm sorry, you guys are just you're very usual for bottling the season or bottling, whatever it is. So for now, pat yourselves on the back. You guys are doing well. You're playing good football.
You have to keep on your toes because like every team is coming for you. Like City is coming for you. Sunderland's playing so good.
That's what I'm saying.
I watch Sunderland like on the weekends. And like they're playing like a big 6 team. Like,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm looking at I'm looking at this table. Like you got Bournemouth in 9th. You got Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace has always been good, but like you got like even Brentford. Brentford's like not that far behind. And like unfortunately, my team Newcastle, we're not doing too well. We're 14th right now. So I still like Voltimid. I still think he's worth a 90 million because he's a baller. He's an absolute baller. He just got
2 goals for Germany. Yeah. So I don't know. He's a good player for sure. I do like him.
Yeah, I just think that with that being said, we kind of straight off our path of rivalry.
We're coming back to Tottenham versus Arsenal. Yeah, but Arsenal have won 4 out of last 5 matches against Tottenham.
Oh,
so like in comparison, like Arsenal definitely.
Are they big wins or are they just like? Are they like kind of close?
The biggest high scoring match between them is 3-2, so they don't really.
So it's close.
Do high scoring.
Okay,
matches.
so it's close. It's not like
usually close.
Yeah.
So like last 5 matches, the latest one was the 15th January of this year, which Arsenal won 2-1. The Tottenham last one was in October 2022, so it's been a while.
It's been a while,
It's been a while.
but from what I'm seeing on your notes, it's been close. It's not like Arsenal's winning 3-0.
2-1, 0-1, 2-3, 2-2.
Yeah, like they're close
3-1.
matches.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair. So the
So,
derby's
like-
still there. So the skill is there. The
Yeah.
quality of football's there. It works. Okay. Let's move on to another one. So this one I was looking at when I was doing my research. So for all my actual football fans that actually don't just watch Premier League or watch La Liga, excuse me. We're going to talk about the Old Firm Derby. We're talking about Scottish football right now.
yeah.
So I'm talking about Celtic
Celtics versus
and
Rangers.
Rangers. When I tell you, I have friends who are Irish or Scottish, and like if you even talk about the opposite team that they support, I promise you they will be disgusted in you. Like I had a friend who's a Rangers fan, and I told him, I was like, "Oh, I seen this. Did you see the new Celtic jerseys? They look really good. Like they did a really good design with them." He's like, "Don't ever talk to me again. I actually do not want to hear from you again." I was like,
You're not my friend anymore.
I was like, bro,
I hate you.
I was like, listen, I get it. You're a Rangers fan. You guys have like bad blood for Celtic, but come on, man. Like, can you not admire beauty of a football kid? And he goes, absolutely not. We hate the color green. I was like, damn. So,
Yeah.
do we have any stats about that?
Oh, yeah, we do. So for stats, let's see.
A few moments later.
Only actually Celtics have only won the last. five,
Really,
one of
Rangers
last
have
five.
been
Yeah, they-
successful. Okay,
yeah,
so
Rangers,
for all my
they just
Celtic
have
fans
won
out there,
two
I'm
and then two
sorry.
draws.
Really,
So yeah,
Damn.
that's pretty.
that's
tight.
crazy.
And,
I
yeah.
actually thought it was going to be the opposite way because I've always seen that Celtic or Celtic, however they want to pronounce it, have been always the favorites. Like Rangers are good too. They're both on the same level in terms of in the league because it's like Celtic and Rangers are like the Dortmund and Bayern of their respective league. Like when you watch Bundesliga, it's usually just Dortmund, Bayern, and then maybe like you'll see Leverkusen, Stuttgart, and all those other other teams. But in
Or like a
Scotland,
Porto,
it's
Benfica
usually
in Portuguese league. Or
yes,
something like that.
but in
yeah.
Scotland, it's usually just Celtic, Rangers, and then you have Hearts.
You know when Rangers was like really really good, and I can see the results there too. When what's his name? The Liverpool player.
I know who you're talking about, and
was
it's blanking right now.
Yeah, I'm blanking too. He has a really good name too.
Search him up, but I know exactly who you're talking about because it's actually escaping me right now the name of the player. Oh my goodness! While he searches that up, what do you think Jayden's doing?
I don't know. He's probably gonna start like.
He's probably like
last 5 minutes.
he's on the
Guys,
transit. Yeah,
I made it.
yeah, he's probably on the transit right now. Like, guys, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I promise.
His name is not here.
No? Okay. I know who you're talking about. It's actually really bothering me that I
know.
don't remember the
Steven
actual.
Gerrard.
Yes.
That was so.
That's actually
that was
annoying
so
that I
bad.
didn't remember one of the goats of the Premier League. That's
We're
crazy.
getting old too fast.
You're getting old?
I'm getting old too
Buddy, I'm
fast.
closer to 40 than you.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did because they made it to Champions League.
Yeah, they always do.
Yeah, and then they had
Rangers?
really-
Yeah, Rangers, yeah,
and
yeah.
then they had a really good. The Celtics usually makes it.
Both of them usually
Yeah.
make it because again, like it's usually in Europe, it's the top one or two clubs that make
Yeah.
it through to the Champions League. And like
I
I
feel
said,
like
usually
Rangers-
in the Scottish in the Scottish league, it's usually those two teams that are at the top. I think there was one time. Let me double check. I think Hearts. I don't know if it was this year or if it was last year. But right now, Hearts right now, listen to this. Hearts right now in 12 matches haven't lost a game.
Oh, yeah.
They have 30 points with a plus 19 goal differential.
Oh, wow, that's quite high,
Celtic
too.
is in second. I'm going to give you a chance to tell me how many points behind they are. To guess. How many points do you think Celtic is behind Hearts right now?
Like around 8 to 10 points. More?
7.
So I was close.
You're close.
Yeah.
But 7 points in 12 matches is mental. Look at the like, again, it's obviously not as competitive as the Premier League, but then Rangers have only 18 points.
Oh wow.
So
They're
they're
both doing
yeah,
good.
like that's what I'm saying. Like you have these like it's always been Celtic and Rangers, but even this team, I don't know how I think it's pronounced Hibernian. They have 18 points as well. They're tied with Rangers as well, but still, like
Okay.
the fact that another team, it's like imagine if you were watching the Bundesliga and you just saw, I don't know, some random team. Let me
Maybe
see.
like a Stuttgart or something on the first.
Not
play.
Stuttgart, because Stuttgart's been playing very well
good.
recently.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like saying like I don't know Hoffenheim or like Cologne or
Maybe
Hamburg or
Wolfsburg
something.
in the top 5 or
Yeah,
something
and they're
like
just
that,
all of
yeah.
a sudden in the top 5, like it just out of nowhere. So it's
You-
just crazy to see that.
Yeah. You know who went like you're talking about German league? Whose quality went down quite a bit, like Mönchengladbach.
Mönchengladbach. Let me actually see where
Yeah.
they're doing right now. Let's take a
They're
look.
not doing that bad this season, but like
I know what you're
they used
talking
to be like
about.
top 4 teams for
I
sure.
know what you're talking
and
about
then-
because like if you really Mönchengladbach. Let me see. Yeah, they're 12th right now. They have 9 points, only 2 wins, 3 draws, and 5 losses. Yeah, but no, I agree with you. I love seeing those posts on Instagram. I don't know if you follow like those pages like 433 and like One
Yeah, I
Football
do.
and all those guys when they put like those random like just posts of football. I love when they show, oh, if this team didn't sell their players, this is what their team would be now. And they look like absolute super teams.
Yeah.
Like you see, I'm gonna look this up on Instagram.
that.
I want us to move on to the next part of
Yeah,
our
so,
thing
so
after while I'm
before
looking
we
this up.
go to like our big El Clasico,
Hmm.
let's also talk about some of the big rivalries happening in Brazil.
Yeah,
Because Brazil has 6 big teams.
yeah.
Like we say that, okay, just because Brazilian league is not as popular around the
Oh,
world,
it's very
but
popular.
it
It's
is
gaining.
very competitive, especially with like all the riots and stuff happens
Mhm.
after the matches. That's crazy, bro. I've seen some YouTube videos.
Yeah, the
of
Paulista
them,
Derby.
like, people get killed.
Like
That's
as
crazy.
as much as I don't want to, like, I don't condone the violence and I don't condone any of like the things that happen and like prayers up for those people who have lost loved ones during those type of matches and stuff like that during those moments in time. But this is what I'm like, as weird as it may sound, because again, like I said, I don't condone this, but it's passion. It shouldn't
it's
get to
pure
the point.
passion, yeah.
It shouldn't get to the point where you have to harm another individual or unalive another individual because of your team losing to another team. But if it's just the sheer passion for their football, and it's unmatched. Like even like sometimes you see that in like the Serie A side, you see it in like the Turkish league, you see it all over the world. But like
But it never gets that bad though.
Turkish league
I-
gets really bad.
I don't know if
They
it's
had to
just-
ban fans for, I think it was, I don't know if it was the Turkish side or if it was the Brazilian. I think it was Brazilian side.
Has to
Probably
be.
was.
Yeah.
But I think they had to ban fans for like 6 months from the stadium because of all the riots and flares and fires and all that stuff they're saying. And again, like it shouldn't get to that point, but I just think that people just love, like, football is such a lovable game that people will go to great lengths to just show their passion.
Mhm.
It might be extreme, like setting fires and flares and like unfortunately killing other individuals or unaliving individuals. Like it's crazy.
Because I've seen videos like people are just like throwing rocks and stuff at
Yeah.
each other and like
That's
and
again,
the
it's
thing about it is like all the videos I've seen, like the police don't interrupt until like it gets
most of them
worse.
unfortunately are run by, like, especially Brazil's police unfortunately are not that they're not capable of doing their job. It's just like you have a lot of gang violence that is there, so you can't really, like, it's either you put yourself on the line to the point of going against the cartels and all that stuff and
Yeah.
potentially losing your life, or you just not do the bare minimum, I would say. But I would
But you try to avoid it as much as possible.
yeah, because it's tough, man. Because like you obviously want to abide the law and like do everything to keep the people safe, but at that point it's like
and
you're risking your own life to
Yeah.
try to do that when people who literally might not give a shit if they go tomorrow or they go to jail, they'll do it. Like it's sad, but I also, in a weird way, respect how much passion they have because, like, you come to like, let's compare. You go to a TFC game. Yes, I see the way that the supporters support our team, even regardless whether we win or lose. Regardless of the point, you see how the people. Like, I'm not expecting people to set fires and go crazy, but like, we cheer.
Yeah.
These guys are like full on rioting, and I don't mean rioting into the point of like trying to cause harm, but I'm talking about rioting like in terms of their passion for their team. Like they are screaming their hearts out, singing their songs, they're chanting, they're making those tifos, they're doing all that stuff. Just to show those players on the field, like we love you, like if you are our son or daughters, like depending on whatever the teams are playing, like
and that shows like so I think the biggest difference between like our sports and their sports is like they put passion behind the actual sport. What we do is like we put passion behind how to make the fans comfortable. So like even if your team is not doing good, like in any sports you take, like NFL, NHL, like even if your team is not doing good, spend some money, do some renovations in your stadiums, give your fans what they want.
yeah, but is that always
fans
enough?
are gonna be.
But is that always enough though?
I hear it is.
Really?
Yeah, here it is. Like
I would love to honestly hear your point on that, like your argument on that, because I don't know, because like even with TFC, let's say, like BMO Field making, like this is just an example right now because I'm thinking about World Cup now too because oh my god, it's coming. Pause, viewers, pause. With BMO Field and their addition to adding an extra, I think it's like 20 or 40,000 seats to the stadium. Like like it. You got to understand that even if we sell out, it's only just for that World Cup.
I know.
Once they remove that,
I know.
it's going to go back to the
that's
same
the thing.
empty stadium where there's still going to be empty seats.
So going before going to my main point, so for the BMO field, they're putting on the north end, they're putting on 20,000 around like
I think it's 40,000 because they're gonna add on the supporter section. They're gonna add
28,000 or something. And then
right now it holds about almost 30,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna add, I think, another 20 or 30. Yeah.
So they're gonna try and extend it to like 40,000 to 45,000,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're gonna take it down, and what they're gonna do is like on the north stand, they're gonna keep what they build. They're gonna take down the seats, but what they're gonna do is they're gonna convert it to like suites and stuff.
No, it's suites and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
No,
So,
I get that.
But that's the thing, and I'm not taking anything away from the fans, like about in terms of their passion, right? Like they're passionate about like the Leafs fan are gonna follow Leafs to the end of the days, right? Even if they don't play good or whatever, and that's their passion. For
That's
the
a
sport.
whole different topic that I could literally rant on
I know,
about for hours.
But the thing is, like you see, like in Canada, like, and maybe it's because like we don't have teams like, let's say, Barcelona or teams like Arsenal or teams like Rangers.
Yeah.
That who like does good and like goes to Champions League and represent your country, right? Maybe it's that or I don't know, but like let's say Leafs are doing so bad, but they're still sellout crowd, right?
But most
Raptors.
I'm gonna kind of counteract your point just for the Leafs. The Raptors I understand because the Raptors are kind of flux whatever.
Yeah.
But with the Leafs, unfortunately, it's a lot of corporate. It's a lot of suits. A lot of suit and ties. A lot of the seats that are being sold are because of businesses, which again, great, good for you if you're putting bums in seats. But again, now we're kind of like straying off the topic, but we'll go off for a quick second. Like in terms of actual fans, you want the fans that are in the seats that are passionate about the team that's playing in front of them. You don't want to put people, like, I get it, if you have the money, buy the ticket, whatever, you use your money however you want it, but it's just not, I would say it's not, I'm trying to find the word for it, it's not morally right to allow people who have, you know, exuberance amount of money to walk in, buy a seat, to just sit there, because yeah, they want to bring a couple clients to, you know, hey, come watch a Leaf game and whatever. If they win, they win. They lose, they lose. But like, what about those fans that are, you know, at home that unfortunately cannot afford tickets because the amount of tickets are, the price for tickets are
But that
exponentially crazy.
That happens anyways, right? The fans who truly support their like team are gonna, either they're at home or at the stadium, they're gonna truly support.
I just feel that people that like are unfortunately unable to afford like tickets are probably the fans that are actually like the ones that, even if we lose or we're going on losing streaks, like let's say, not even just, let's keep it soccer related, but like TFC, like we've been terrible the last 3 seasons, terrible. If you put those, like, yeah, tickets are still kind of like cheap for that, but if you put the actual fans that are actual TFC fans, like, you'll still have bums in seats. You'll still have kids that are waiting outside where the players are walking in, like, oh, Lorea, can I get a signature? Osorio, can I get a signature? Like, can I get a picture? Like, you still have those fans that are passionate for the team, regardless if they're going 3-2 and like 15 losses. But then you have those fans that have the money that can sit, let's say, front row on the field right beside the away teams, like let's say for when Messi comes or any of the other big players come, and they're just there because they want to make sure their client looks like, oh, look, my client's happy.
So like we kind of made it like that even if you're a casual fan, like you get a chance to be in the stadium, right?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like if you see like countries like Brazil or Mexico, like they're so passionate about sport, like they will keep the ticket prices as low as possible, so like normal people can afford. Right?
Exactly.
Even with like the big like big matches and stuff, they don't try and do like so many
but they also got
renovations.
But they also got to look at, like, you got to look at also the economy of Brazil versus like Canada. Like, our economy is not that great, but it's still stable as well. But we're still able to, they're still able to raise prices, which again I still think is horrible. But they can still raise prices for, you know, to make their money. But then in Brazil, if you raise your prices to, let's say, what you would pay at an El Clasico match, or you would pay at like a Manchester Derby match, people are not going to be able to afford it. And then you're going to have
show up.
Not even that they're not going to show up. They're going to riot. They're going to riot and be like, what the heck are you doing? Like, we've been doing this for generations, and now all of a sudden you want to raise the prices because you want to make money. They'll riot. They'll start fires. They'll do all that stuff because they're that passionate for their club. Ow. Sorry.
So like going okay.
Do the Peter Griffin.
So like going back to my like original topic. So like I think that's the main difference. Like we tend to lean over the corporate side more than these countries, and that kind of makes that difference of like, oh, where things are going. But at the end of the day, like, passionate fans are passionate fans, no matter like what league or what teams they are supporting, and then they're gonna show up for their team anyway.
Well, if they can afford the tickets, that's it's not even about us being corporate. I just think we're just so. Honestly, I'm gonna say it. I think we're just money hungry, and you know, like, again, a lot of our clubs are worth lots of money in their respective leagues, and it's just. You don't have to. You can still make money. Like, I'll throw out a stat for you because I learned this not too long ago. The average family for a Leafs game spends about the average family of 4 spends about $1,000 at a game.
Yeah.
Parking, getting down there, whether it's transit or driving, so that includes the parking, food, drinks, and your 4 seats. $1,000. So imagine that you have a bunch of families coming in. $1,000 every time, and Jayden's calling me, so I gotta text him and tell him to walk in.
Yeah. Well, so that's the thing. Like, okay, let's say if you're spending $1,000 on a match, you don't have, after match is done, you don't have.
And imagine that you spend $1,000 and you lose. You watch your team like TFC or something like that
to go out and riot.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't do that down here.
You just want to go home, go to your bed, and just
cry about it.
And start your day at like 8 o'clock.
This has completely gone off the rails from what our topic is, but it actually makes so much.
Oh
my goodness!
One eternity later.
It's
Here
the
he
man,
is.
the myth, the legend, ball over the top's finest, Jayden
Well,
Blue.
you come at the right.
Welcome
you came at the almost
to
right time.
the podcast, episode 5.
We're gonna go into.
How was your?
El Clasico.
Oh, you got a crispy fade. Oh
Yeah.
shit!
No.
Look at this guy.
I'm not even here.
Can we get
I
it,
just
like a-
realized I'm not even wearing my headphones, but that's all right.
Yeah, we've been talking this whole time. I think we
So
have
I'm
only.
just gonna quickly just go through some stats of like Brazilian teams and stuff.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we can move
Go
on
through
to our
that.
main Clasica topic.
Yeah.
So in Brazil, there are like 6 big teams who basically like compete against each other, and like,
Yeah.
there are different like.
I guarantee you,
Clásicos
in Brazil,
and
right?
stuff. Yeah, in
I
Brazil,
guarantee you, I
yeah.
can name you some of those names.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So like
there's
the main one is the Derby Paulista.
okay.
That's Corinthians
And
versus
Palmeiras.
Palmeiras.
Mhm.
Okay, pretty evenly matched. Palmeiras have won like 136 matches so far, and Corinthians have won 133 with 119 draws between them. So like pretty evenly matched.
Yeah.
In compared to like.
Fun fact: my men's league team on Tuesdays we wear Palmeiras kits.
Do you?
I swear to God,
That's awesome,
we
yeah.
actually
Yeah,
actually
that's
rock
tough.
Palmeiras kits. They're actually tough.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is called Fla Flu, which is Flamingo versus Fluminense.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Woo! Real
They-
ballers know that
Oh, I didn't
Ronaldinho
see
played
the camera.
for
Yeah.
Flamengo.
Hello.
The real ballers, and then real ballers who actually, the streets will never forget Fred who played for Fluminense. They will never forget Fred who played for Fluminense. Continue. I'm sorry. I got nostalgic
again,
for a second.
like pretty evenly matched. Flamingo has
Yeah.
won around like 40 matches between them,
Yeah.
and Fluminense have won like around 30-ish. So
Yeah.
not too much difference, a little bit of gap between them, with 31 draws between them, and
Uh-huh.
a bit high scoring than the previous contenders. I would
Yeah.
say like almost 2.5 to 3 goals per game.
Really?
So yeah,
Yeah, no, they
They
get down in
score
Brazil.
more
They
goals.
really get down when it comes to football.
the next one is Grenal, which is Grêmio
Oh.
versus Internacional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Oh, wait.
they've been going at each other since 1909.
Hold on. 1909 is crazy. Hold on.
1909.
Did you have something to say, Mr. J Blue?
No, I was gonna say, why does it sound like all the Brazilian rivalries, for the most part, they just combine names?
Oh, well, you
Uh,
missed
I
it when
shouldn't
we
be
were
doing this. Why
when
do
you
I keep
were
doing this?
when you were getting fresh, brother. We were talking about El Clasico. We were talking about the Northern Derby that's in Scotland, so between Celtic and Rangers. We were talking about that a little bit, and then now we've been talking about the Brazilian one, and it's actually been quite the information overload of learning about like these different things. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
They're just taking the first couple letters of the one team, and the other team they're like, okay, this is the Derby, and that's
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
A little bit of gap between them. International have won 165 to 142 Grêmio. 141 draws between them, and around 2 to 3 goals per game average. So not that bad.
So over 100 years of rivalry is like that's football right there. That's
Yeah,
actual
no
football.
doubt.
Yeah. And
That's
the
crazy.
last big one is Clásico Mineiro, which is Atlético Mineiro versus Cruzeiro. So
Those
like
are some
4
teams.
big
Yeah.
rivalries.
That's
Those
the-
teams right there. I was actually gonna list you all those teams, and the only team that was missing on there that I don't know if they have a rivalry. They probably do is Santos.
Santos,
But you got
yeah.
Palmeiras,
They probably
Corinthians,
do.
Fluminense,
Somewhere.
Flamengo, Cruzeiro, and Atlético Mineiro, and like those teams, like. If you're fans out there, if you've played FIFA, you know growing up, looking at some of these teams that we've mentioned, some of the ballers that have played for these teams are absolutely astronomical. And streets will never forget. So
I
No
mean,
doubt.
Neymar,
Shout out to
Neymar
Hulk.
plays in one of the teams.
Neymar
he
played for
plays
Santos and went back.
Plays for
Yeah,
Santos,
yeah.
yeah.
But he's a shell of his former self, unfortunately, because the money unfortunately took over.
Yeah.
It's really sad that the money did take over for him.
Yeah.
I really wish
He was a golden boy, but then
he was.
Yeah.
And that's again, now we keep straying from our topic.
That's alright.
That's okay. But that's what I'm worried about with Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
He gives me that Neymar vibe of he's just talented. He can do it all. But is he gonna go down that same road?
Well,
Let's hope
right
not.
now he's performing, so I'm not gonna say anything.
He's also been
performing
injured too.
Yeah.
He's had the
He was injured.
I don't
but
know.
he's
I don't
back
know
now.
the
Like, he
pubic injury
scored
or
in
whatever
last,
they
He
wanted.
scored in last 2 matches.
Yeah, I was seeing some data on the injury actually, because a lot of wingers have been suffering a similar injury. It does actually decrease your pace, because I believe Nico Williams was suffering from a
It's
similar
also about
injury.
confidence too, right? Like once
Yeah.
you like, even if like you fell down one day, like for next 2 days you're gonna be like, I should be careful where I step
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
Or like,
but you
take a
can't.
stand.
It's hard to think about that in the moment because when you're with the
Yeah.
ball, you're carrying it up the field. You're thinking, okay, how am I going to get to the net fast? Am I going to move it off? And especially like for wingers too, are taking their defenders one on one to then get to the either the net
Sure,
or to
yeah,
swing it in.
Yeah.
You're not thinking, oh, if I step wrong, I'm gonna break something. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna take this guy on and we're gonna score. And then unfortunately injuries happen, and then you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but. It is what it
Anyways.
is.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to our
Our last topic, because
and
we're
biggest rivalry, or at least talked biggest rivalry of it all, of them
Mhm.
all.
Mhm.
Barca versus Real Madrid.
Yeah, El Clasico.
Jayden, you wanna put
Vamos-
we've been
vamos,
talking for like
Barca.
last 45 minutes.
Vamos Barca.
Well, the last game, if I remember correctly, was 2-1, correct?
Yeah, then
Yes.
we lost to Madrid.
Yeah, Bellingham scored in that game, and
Mbappe.
Mbappe scored in that game, and then who scored for Barca again?
I think Yamal?
No,
I
it wasn't. It
don't
wasn't
think it was
Yamal.
Yamal.
It was Was it Fermin?
Fermin.
Yeah, it was
Probably Fermin Lopez,
Yeah, Fermin
yeah.
Lopez. But yeah, that was a good game, to be honest. Even
Oh
though,
yeah, Yamal was injured in
yeah,
that
to be honest, even though whenever the El Clasico happens, I usually back the Barca side. Real Madrid dominated that game. They should have probably had at least 4 goals in that game. Of course.
Yeah, Fermin Lopez scored.
Yeah, they probably should have had at least 4 goals in that game, but they definitely dominated. Bellingham was on a heater in that game, if I remember correctly.
As a team, like they're
yeah,
playing really good this season,
definitely.
like under Xabi Alonso. I like as a Barca fan, I don't want to say it, but they're definitely looking.
I'm like just grilling you right now
I
because I know
they're
we're doing it for the
definitely looking
podcast,
at
but
team
like
who's at least gonna win the league. I'm like,
because I know as soon as we leave this room and this is not recording, you're gonna be like, we're gonna be like, fuck.
But you know, our main
turn off the
problem,
cameras, turn off the cameras.
Barca's main problem right now is our defense for sure, and injuries.
Yeah.
I like
Injuries we can
Kubarsi
deal with.
though. I like Kubarsi though.
No,
It's
but like
not
one
that- it's
player
the
can't
high
do
line.
anything. It's
It's-
the high line. Like if you want to play high line, you need that system that is dependent on your defense, and then they can track back and like. But like against Real Madrid, they did not do that.
You know what? Underrated loss. I've said it before in the past, not
Martinez?
necessarily here. Yes, Inigo Martinez is one of Barca's biggest loss. He was a leader in that back. He was holding it down. And in that Champions League, I think it was semi-final last year, when they took him off and brought on Araujo, we saw the drastic drop in the defense. So that was definitely one of the
Araujo
biggest
is a really good
losses.
player, but like last season he didn't, because of his injury, he didn't get as much time on the pitch, and like he didn't look, whenever he was on the pitch, he did not look confident at all.
For
Like
sure.
Kubarsi, yeah, he can handle himself,
I
but
like
he's still
Kubarsi.
very young. He needs that experience
Yeah.
support. Like I think what they should do is like focus on Christensen more with Araujo, and kind of put because Christensen has also played in Premier League. He
Yeah.
has that experience.
I don't like him personally.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like he's.
I mean,
he's
I'm
one
not
of
saying
the
he's
great
bad, but
players.
I just don't think that. Like, I think he's also getting old too. Like he's like almost. I think he's like
Yeah.
33 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to start developing. And like I like Araujo, but the thing is yes, he's had a lot of games where he's costed
Yeah.
a lot of our losses, and either he needs to fix that or we need to move him out somewhere and bring in another defender. But
The other thing we're missing is our left back. We keep switching between
I like Balde.
Balde and the other one they're playing. Like his name is like Martinez or something. He's like a
Gerard
young kid.
Martin? You mean? Wait, what?
Yeah, he's a young kid.
But no, I think I understand the point Zen is trying to make in terms of having the younger Kubars. You need somebody with more leadership and experience, and Christensen also has that Champions League.
Yeah,
run
Gerard
experience.
Martin.
Yeah, right,
Martin,
Gerard
yeah, not
Martin.
Martinez, Martin. So
Yes,
Gerard
Gerard
Martin.
Martin.
Like
Yeah.
they like whenever
Oh,
they
Christensen's
don't want,
29, so my bad.
yeah, that's all right.
My
But
bad, bro.
still getting there. Still.
I swear
getting
this guy's
closer
been
to
in the
30.
league for so long, like in fucking football for so long.
I
I didn't know he was
know.
only 29 years old. I thought this guy was like way past his 30s.
Like Balde is not bad.
I like Balde though.
But and like again, like he reminds me of like Alexander Arnold. Like if you wanna like if you want an attacking win back, Balde is really good. But when you're playing against a team like Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, you need those players who can also hold
their own
themselves,
in defense.
hold their own in like defense.
Yeah.
And we don't have that quality right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we had Alba, and then we had no one.
Yeah. I get that.
So
that's
like those two positions we need to work on for sure. Like I'm not like saying that.
No.
And it's like you know what Barca's mentality this season is like. You can score as many goals as you want. We'll score more, and that works, especially when you're playing in a league like Spanish league when you don't have like as much competition.
Yeah.
But when you go to Champions League, they lost one in Champions League as well. Right?
Yeah.
So when you go to bigger stages, when you play Real Madrid, when you play Bayern Munich, when you play teams like Manchester City and stuff, and stuff, like you need that quality in like every department.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I feel like that's what Liverpool's problem is this season too. Like they have so many forward-going players.
Well, that is true, but
Defensively, they
that is
just suck.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Sad.
But I think that is their problem. But you bring in so many new faces. I've said in previous podcast episodes, it's hard for all of the team to gel one time. Well, unless you're Sunderland, shout out to them.
We actually just talked about Sunderland today because we were talking about the Arsenal. We were talking about the
Arsenal versus Tottenham.
the Arsenal Tottenham derby, and we were talking about how like they're playing well and like just looking at the Premier League and how close it is, like how open the Premier League is right now. I think that everyone's within 2 or 3 points besides. Arsenal is 3 or 4 points ahead in the first place. But again, as we said, and we will say it now because Jayden is here, you guys are going to bottle the league. He's like, I just got here. We already started this.
I'm not gonna be caught. I'm gonna give you some support in this episode of like the way they're playing right now. And I saw Eze playing with the England squad. And,
Still
like,
gonna bottle the league.
They have really good players. Declan Rice scored a goal with England. They have potential if they keep going the way they're going, and they keep putting the good team out on the pitch.
Yeah.
With the positive mentality, I think they can keep it up.
I know. I'm looking forward to that Bayern versus Arsenal game. And
the next 3 matches,
Bayern's gonna win.
So post on Instagram, like the next 3 matches they're playing United, Bayern, and Chelsea, or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
At least Bayern and Chelsea for sure. Well, we only have 2 minutes. Should we just wrap it up and talk about the
We're just gonna make a confirmation
qualifications? Or do you just?
I'm looking at Arsenal's next couple matches.
So North London Derby actually is next. Bayern and then Chelsea.
So Tottenham is next. Okay.
But
so I think we talked about rivalries today.
Exactly.
Looking forward to Arsenal versus Tottenham.
You know what's actually funny?
What?
Arsenal has the North London Derby on Sunday.
Yeah.
Tell you what I just said.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I'm out of it. I'm just looking. I'm literally looking at the fixtures, and then Arsenal Bayern on the day of our Humber alumni basketball tournament. Humber students, if you are watching, make sure to attend.
Yeah.
And then you play Chelsea, Brentford, Villa, Club Brugge, Wolves, Everton.
Yeah.
I feel like these next 3 matches are like their.
Yeah, these are our biggest matches, but clearly, guys, we're losing our head. Thank you for tuning in. I know I made my special guest appearance.
I know I wasn't there for like 80% of the time.
But don't worry.
I'm just gonna do a cutout of you and just put a picture there. On
Yeah, put him like it's like just doing this or something in the corner.
Pose.
Just pose like that. So then the whole time that me and him are talking, you just see Jayden, and then Jayden's gonna come in and look down and be like, "Who's that imposter?"
All right, it's been your Ball Over the Top podcast episode. I've been Jayden Blue. That's been Kyle Batista da Silva.
Oh my goodness.
And that's been Zenith Throne. Thank you for watching the Ball Over the Top podcast.